says, and he that was dead came forth bound, hand and foot, with grave clothes. And his face was bound about with a napkin. And he that was dead. And he that was dead. When you look in the Bible and you turn over as well, go over to, well, I don't want you to go there, but kind of write these scriptures down for me. The Bible says, of course, in Ephesians, the 2nd chapter, and you that was dead, have he quickened and made alive. Colossians, the 2nd chapter, the 13th verse, it says, you being dead in your sin and uncircumcision of your flesh, have he quickened together with him, having forgiven you of all trespasses. And you that was dead. And you that was dead. Ephesians 2 and 8 said, 1, and you that was dead, have he quickened and made alive. Now notice the state that Lazarus was in. And this is the thing that you got to understand. I don't know about you, but I am so glad for the saving power of Jesus Christ. I am so glad that God decided to save me. I'm so glad he didn't ask nobody's opinion. I'm so glad that it was not a matter of life and death. I am so glad that no matter what the enemy was doing, I am so glad that no matter how bad off I was, I am so glad. I happened to look at Lazarus before he died. And I thought about this mother. I said, isn't it something? How people will write you off. Isn't it something? Had not Jesus said to them that I am the resurrection of life? Had he not said to them that if you were dead, but if you believe in me, that you shall live again? How is it that after you know him and you know that he has life, how is it that you write people off? How is it that you bind them in grave clothes? How is it that you put them in the grave and put the stone as if there is no hope? How is it? You know that's how we are. And in our life, depending on our circumstances and our situation, people have written us off. People have labeled us for dead. Knowing that Jesus Christ is the answer. When I look at it, I said, how come they could not do what the woman did when her son died? That woman did not get ready for no funeral. She did not prepare for a burial. She did not put on any mourning clothes. The Bible said that she took that little boy after he laid on her lap and died. She took that little boy and she took him up to the room and she laid him down. And he said, where are you going? I'm going back to God. Because he gave me the promise. I'm going back to God. Because there's life in him. I'm going back to God. How is it that knowing that Jesus, I don't care if Lazarus had died, how come you couldn't put Lazarus in the bed and say Jesus gonna be here in another few days? How come you couldn't cover him up? I don't care if he was thinking, I don't care what he was doing. We're gonna lay him here until the resurrection of life comes.
My God.
Why is it that you put the grave clothes on and you bury him? Ain't that what the enemy trying to do to us? Trying to make it seem like there ain't no hope. Trying to make it seem like we are unsalvageable, that there is no hope, that God, I'm not worth saving, that God, I've done too much, I've been through too much, I'm dead. Why don't you just write me off? But aren't you glad that Jesus did not do that? But the Bible said that he showed up. And after Jesus showed up, do you not understand that after the Lord showed up and he began to talk to them, and the thing that he asked them was, he said, where have you laid him? He said, where did you put him? In other words, and what did they start doing? They started making excuses. Ain't no hope for him. He far past help. He gone. He dead. We don't put the stone on the grave. We don't put him in the grave clothes. God, you might as well go on to the next thing. We're looking to see him during the resurrection. It is not any hope for him. And I love Jesus because when we